Hey, welcome back. This is Adventures with Dr. Joe. Today we're going to change the spark plugs in a 2021 Yamaha WaveRunner HO. The spark plugs that we're using are these NGK high energy spark plugs. These spark plugs are excellent. They're used on Polaris, ATVs, they're used for steel chainsaws, etc. They're just a very high quality plug, and I'll leave a link for these. So these spark plugs are the NGK LFR6A for these. I bought 8 of these for 2 WaveRunners for about $50. eBay or Amazon, etc. they're about the same price. But let's get to it. What happens is that with our WaveRunners, if you do it just like I do, and I'm sure many people do, that you don't use them every day. You use them for a day or two, and then they go for a week or 2 weeks without being used, or when you run your WaveRunner, you don't fully warm it up. That plays real havoc with these spark plugs, and you lose performance. When I'm out on the water, it just doesn't get up to the normal RPM that it used to. Changing these spark plugs will probably fix that. Let's do it. I should mention one thing, that these spark plugs normally from the factory come gapped. In other words, the space between the electrode and the bent wire on the bottom of the spark plug is usually set already at 0.032 inches. So normally when these spark plugs come to you, they're already pre-gapped at 0.032 inches. If not, get a set of feeler gauges. I have a 0.03 inch gauge, and if they're a little too tight, this little tool that's with feeler gauges can open up that little space, and then you can tap them back down. But 0.032 is the gap, the ideal gap, and that's what we should shoot for. But normally they come pre-gapped already from the factory. So the first thing we need to do is take the seat off. It has a lever back here for the small part, and the lever here for the large part. And now we have the engine cover, which we need to remove. So the engine cover has 2 screws. You can use a Phillips or a slotted. We'll take these 2 screws out. Save them, don't drop them. And we'll take the cover off. Sometimes a slotted screwdriver works better. So now, off it comes. Okay, once the cover is off, you can see these 4 coil PEX units with their connections. We're going to remove those because inside here is where the spark plugs are. We need to take out these plastic. Okay, so I'm going to just remove these by hand with this long 10mm socket. Makes it easier. Save these, and then maintain the order of these. Don't mix and match. They need to go back to the same place they came from. So if you want to mark them, it's probably a good idea. So I numbered these with a Toyo marker. It's kind of a paint marker, and it works quite well. So now once we've got that, we can take these out very carefully, save them. Now, these plugs have a very, very long thread. Very, very long thread. So, typically, put the wrench down there, carefully engage it, and it's just a break and then thread. It'll come out. Just take your time, but it's a long process because there are many, 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 many threads with these high energy plugs. And listen for it. And there it is. So let's take a look at these plugs and we'll see what's been happening here. Okay, we're going to zoom in and just take a look. There's a lot of carbonization here, also on the plug itself, on this part, and there's actually quite a bit of corrosion too around here. So good idea for us to put new plugs in. The new plugs come protected. Look how incredibly nice that looks. So I think we're going to see a big difference. So again, just put it back here in the holder, and we'll just carefully start them and then torque them at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to spin them down till they bottom. And then tighten them. That's enough. These spark plugs have a compression ring here, like a washer, but a compression washer, and you need to seat it and then basically crush it, and that will seal the spark plug into the cylinder head. So the old ones, LFR6A, the new ones, LFR6A. Okay, the new plugs are in. Let's put our coils back in the proper order. 1, 4, 2, 3. We'll reconnect these. Snap. Snap, that's good. And put our 8 stainless steel 10mm screws back in. I'll do that off camera because that's boring. I haven't dropped one yet, knock on wood. Okay, I've got them all pretty good. Now we're just going to snug them up a little bit. Not too tight. It's a judgment call. I'm sure there's a torque fitting for this, or a torque setting, but there it is. So, time to put the cover back on, which should just fit just like that. The 2 screws. And we're back in business. Put the seat back on. Let's fire it up. Here we go. How do you like that? Should only leave it running out of the water 10-15 seconds, but there it goes. Beautiful. Hey, thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please click thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Happy boating.